So I guess basically coming here today, since, again, I usually figure out a lot of stuff, and I've practiced a lot of things, even the good conversation with yourself, like you do, and I'm not a pro at it yet, obviously still learning. I guess I was figuring, maybe there's something I'm not quite, the wording is not right the way I'm doing it, because we'll say example jobs, right? I'm very qualified. Every job I do, I always excel, top scores. In the entertainment industry, everybody's like, wow, you're great. But again, I've learned to recently ask for help in the last few years instead of trying to will it all myself, which I've done. Obviously now learning more allowing, which has done tremendously more. But everything, like I said, feels right on that tipping point where there's a lot of things about to happen, but it feels like they've still been teetering for a while. It's like, okay, I'm ready.
So these are the questions that we have for you.
Yes.
Do you believe that everything you've asked for has either manifested or is in the vortex in some degree of unfolding?
There's tons of semis in the vortex with all that I've asked for. And there are a lot of things I have that contributed to those.
Here's the next question. So these things that are in the vortex, that are in the process of unfolding, are you satisfied with them, or do they need to manifest before you let yourself be satisfied? That's the piece for you. You've got to be satisfied with where they are, not dissatisfied with where they are, or you slow them down. That really is the piece. It's a big piece. That's how you live happily ever after, because you're always putting new ideas in that are in the process of evolving. This is the story that we want to tell you. This is a good way to hear it. So we want you to be ready, to be ready, to be ready, to be ready, to be ready. And what we mean by that is, so you meditate or whatever, or make a list of positive aspects, or find things to appreciate, or you wake up and you just feel good and you don't do anything to screw it up. You're feeling good. So you're ready. But what are you ready for? Are you ready for a full manifestation? No. You're ready for an impulse or a thought from your inner being. You're ready to receive a suggestion from broader perspective who knows what your path of least resistance is. Not the best path for everyone on the planet. That path doesn't even exist. Not a path that might have worked for you when you were in your teens. That path is irrelevant. The path of least resistance from where you are right now to the things that you are asking for. In other words, you said that you are a solution receiver. Well, your inner being is a solution offerer. And as you are tuned in, tapped in, turned on in the receiving mode, then you receive a thought. Now that thought is not going to explode in this moment. You say you feel like you're on the brink. So maybe some of them are on the brink of exploding into manifestation. Maybe some of them are on the brink of exploding to something a little more, on the brink of exploding into something a little more, in the brink exploding into something a little more. In other words, ready to be ready, to be ready, to be ready. You see what we're getting at? We're trying to talk all of you, especially you. We're trying to talk all of you, especially you. We're trying to talk all of you, especially you. Especially you. We're trying to talk all of you into not needing the manifestation now in order to feel satisfied. That this next idea, wow, feels so good. This next impulse, wow, because now I'm ready to receive the next, and ready to receive the next, and ready to receive the next. And why does this matter? Because you're not happy. You cannot be satisfied unless you are consciously moving it along. It's your reception, it's your perception, it's your witnessing of your own vibrational prowess that makes creation so much fun. Sometimes you think, we know you do, we can even feel it in this room. You think, I have these things I want, just somebody whip it up and give it to me. And wake me up when it's ready. And we say, maybe for a minute, but not for long. What the recipe for happily ever after is I'm so good at this, and ooh, I'm mixing it up, and ooh, there's a piece I'll throw into the vortex. How do I know? Because I really don't want that piece. So I'll throw this piece in, and an understanding that it is mixing, and a trusting that your inner being is there, and a trusting that your inner being knows, and an understanding that your inner being knows where you stand in relationship to everything that you want, and knows, hear this, knows the joyful path for you to move toward the culmination / ending of the fun. Ooh. We might say that again. You didn't seem to hear it. Journey, journey, joy, journey, joy, joy, journey, manifestation. But you don't see it that way. You think nothing, 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 nothing. Manifestation! That's not how it works. That isn't how it works. New idea, new insight, new rendezvous, new words, new people, new lyrics, new trust, new worthiness, new sense of self, new view of the world, new awareness, new life, new manifestation. Of course it is. It's logical. All of this would lead to this next logical step. So that when you say on the brink, you don't mean blah, 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 blah. That's what most people mean when they say on the brink. On the brink, we want to be an impulse of thought. Yay, 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 as you're moving along, you see. Esther really wanted to be at the airport. She had a plane to catch. But, oh, did she have fun? She was in her gardener's truck, driving through muddy places, laughing at herself, glad that she wasn't getting high-centered on the stuff she was running over. Meeting people that were amused with her and that were willing to guide her. Talk about adventure. Adventure at the airport, really? She usually just calls limo.com and they just come and get her and take her, but not today. That is so boring. So boring by comparison. Something more?
No, that is pretty much the general thing. Like I said.
So, do you believe in the reality of your vortex?
Oh yeah, I'm a strong believer in many things. I'm very open to a lot of stuff.
Are you a believer of a vibrational reality that you are receiving?
Yeah.
And can you feel when you are in that receptive mode? You said, I'm a solver of problems, so that means you do recognize that. And is it satisfying to you when you receive the solution?
Yes.
And could you have the satisfying experience of receiving the solution if you hadn't had the brilliant experience of creating a problem? Is there ever a good answer without a good question?
That's true. Whether the question is a question or a problem, something you notice to fix.
And isn't it all part of it? Doesn't it feel like the key is to be standing in the problem or the question and eager about what's coming next, eager about the solution? Thankful that you've got a question, thankful that you've got a problem, thankful that you have a goal. And more, we know you sense this often. You can feel your inner being knowing right where you need to be. And you can feel that piece of it clicking into place. What we're saying is we just want you to enjoy the clicking into place, the incremental clicking into place, rather than the wanting to quantum leap over to a solution or a creation that won't be all that satisfying if you miss all the pieces.
I will say one thing, although. It is true the thing, do what you love, because for a period during that time when you were saying that I was not, I was distracted with doing, we'll say, real life things, right? Just
do what you love.
Do what you love.
So can we interrupt just for
Sure.
Because we agree with you completely.
Sure.
Just want to put a little different twist on that so that you can really feel it. If I'm feeling love right now in what I'm doing, I'm satisfied in what I'm doing right now. Because do what you love sounds like find the thing that you love so much, and this is what hangs people up, because sometimes people really don't know what the big picture is. But if you can feel satisfied now, then you're satisfying that equation. I'm satisfied right now, and that's enough. Do I love it? I don't know for sure, but I think I do. But I'm satisfied. I'm satisfied. This is enough right now. I'm satisfied. Because if you're ready to be ready to be ready to be ready, then you're satisfied, 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 satisfied. And as the momentum builds, then it becomes something that you're wanting. Esther took a walk with a friend the other day, and they had meditated, and then they sat by the stream, and then they basked in the beauty of what was going on. And as they started down the hill, Esther said, I want to make a statement for all the world to hear. And her friend said, what? And she said, I love these shoes. They just felt so good on her feet. And her friend thought she was a little over the top about it, but she really meant it. So it's not just do what you love. Love your shoes. Just find a reason to feel that way as you're moving along, and let the big picture fill itself in ways that If you were trying to do it with your thinking mind, you could not even begin to do it. But when you do it with your receiving mind, nothing is left undone. Every piece of life you lived and every piece of whatever it was you wanted that you asked for is integrated in, and your inner being doesn't leave any of it out. And instead of taking you to the most direct path to the accomplishment of whatever it is you think you're looking for or what you are looking for, your inner being will take you along the path that won't leave any of the pieces of what's in your vortex out. Did you follow that? You don't leave any of the little pieces out. Everything that you care about is integrated in. And sometimes several of those things are happening in the same moment at the same time, where every aspect of your being, you're seeing through the eyes of Source and hearing and smelling and tasting and touching, so that your life feels so full in this moment. It's like so many things that you want are happening right now, and you're there with your eyes wide open, with your alignment giving you full experience of it. Ooh, happily ever after, not just later. Happily ever after, not just later, not just someday, not just out there. Now, 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 now. People won't understand it when they watch you. They won't understand why you are so happy about your shoes. Enough?
Yeah, we're good.
Really good.
Okay.
Really good.